Slocky for the technical difficulties. So we're in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 26. Give everybody a hot second to get there. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 26. And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air. I'm saying, look at all the massacres that our oppressor has committed throughout the. I'm saying all the wars that he has fought in order to grasp our land and to make sure that he's got a hold of it. I'm saying you can history and you can see where all the, you know what I'm saying, with all the bird, the flesh off of our bodies. You know what I'm saying, our oppressor could sit there and follow them from town to town. I'm saying after and fight that at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, the sky would just be filled with all these damn birds looking. That at the end of the day, no matter how much we sat there and worship these animals, you know what I'm saying, praise them as gods, that they would still come by and make sure that they got their fill, you know what I'm saying, for the day, you know what I'm saying, for the week. Destruction going on throughout all the land of America. That, you know, the damn birds were happy, you know what I'm saying, no matter where it was that they went. You know what I'm saying, they a full, you know what I'm saying, it just, at the end of the day, it didn't matter about all the death and destruction that was going on to our people. You know what I'm saying? That goes into hell even till today. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the so-called natives that have been murdered in America. Look at all the natives that have come up missing. You know what I'm saying? Bodies never to be found by anyone. I'm saying their bodies, they sit there and they become, I'm saying, meat. They become food onto all these flying pests. I'm saying that's not only in our death, but that's also in just in the, the current life of our people. Our oppressor used to sit there and feed our eyes and our nose and our lips to all these birds of the air. They'd make sure that we were nice and wounded, immobile, and they'd make sure that the crows would come by and pluck out our eyes, would sit there and eat our faces, all because they wanted a good laugh. A cheap laugh in order to, hell, just to get some type of amusement out of the destruction of our people. Are the so-called native Indians. The Gadites. If they don't tell you who our oppressor is in this world, then I have no idea what would truly give you a clue as to who our true enemy is. Throughout this planet Earth. It's like, because at the end of the day, our oppressor always makes sure to make sure that we suffer in some type of way, to make sure that destruction comes to the nation of Israel and to, so-called natives, which is why he's always gone out of his way in order to make sure that these things happen to our people. Which us as a nation, we should not be surprised at all. We should look at these things and we should realize that, this nation is without a doubt the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. That he's the devil. It's like in all of our, lores and history, so on and so forth, we should recognize that this man right here is our goddamn enemy. Because he'll sit there and not only murder us, mutilate us, so on and so forth, but he'll make sure that these things that we worship, the animals play a role in our destruction. He'll sit there and he'll make sure that us as a people, that we no longer have that, that sense of, let's say, safety, to fall back on. Because we saw safety in the animals and in the earth. But at the end of the day, these things did no such thing as to stop our destruction. These things did no such thing in order to make sure that, the damn devil of the earth held and conquer everything in his sight. And onto the beasts of the earth. That carcass shall be unto meat to the beasts of the earth. You can not only look into history, look at how our oppressors sat there and sucked war dogs onto our people. Whether they were elderly, whether they were children, women, I'm saying it didn't matter what they were. It's lucky. Our oppressor would sit there and make sure that he went out of his way to put his war dogs on us as a people. So not only would he sit there and sick his war dogs on us, but he'd make sure that, you know, those of us that he's captured, that he'd feed us to the hogs. You know what I'm saying? Feed us to the gators, just like he's done to all the nation of Israel. It's like, I'm saying, just like he's done to blacks and Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? He's made sure that he gets some type of sadistic type of joy out of the pain and the suffering that we would go through from being fed to all the damn war dogs, to all these disgusting swine that he brought over here. You know what I'm saying? To all the gators that he uses as bait to. You know what I'm saying he made sure that he got his damn bang for the buck. You know what I'm saying? As they would say. For what it is he would do to us as a nation. You know what I'm saying? He'd sit there and just feed us to shoot really anything. You know what I'm saying? Especially his damn dogs. You know what I'm saying? It could be a damn baby and he'd sit there and hold it by its foot. So a ravenous, you know what I'm saying, canine would sit there and tear into its face. You know what I'm saying? He's sick of multiple dogs on our people. Shoot, just for amazement. Just to hear the tearing of the flesh. I'm saying just to hear the screams of agony that our people would go through, and to see what it is that they would go through in order to get out of that beast's jaws. You know what I'm saying? He did all these things for amusement. And until this day, he still sicks his, you know what I'm saying, his war dogs upon us as a people. You know what I'm saying? We could be the most peaceful people there is. You know what I'm saying? Having a peaceful demonstration. I'm saying it doesn't matter what it is, our oppressor is gonna sit there and make sure that his beast rips into our flesh. You know what I'm saying? Which you can go and you can look at how Standing Rock, for instance. You know what I'm saying? Them DAPL protests where they would sit there and they would hire like third parties in order to sick dogs onto us. You know what I'm saying? Just so they could say that they didn't, you know, break a treaty or they didn't go against some type of agreement. You know, they'd make it seem like it was citizens sicking dogs on the natives. You know what I'm saying? When in reality it was our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? The original red man, the locust man. You know what I'm saying? The damn devil that the Bible speaks of that was sicking dogs onto us then. That was going out of his way and spending all these extra funds in order to make sure that these beasts would sit there and shoot maul us. You know what I'm saying? Just like they mauled us to death so long ago. You know what I'm saying? That shows you that these people, that they have not changed as a whole. Because just like they mauled us back then, Just like they suck all of their damn dogs on us. They'd stand idly by as their dogs would rip us apart. You know what I'm saying? The same thing was happening a few years ago when we were sitting there protesting our oppressor taking our lands. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what was happening, was that they were sitting there letting their beasts tear into us. You know what I'm saying? Destroying our muscle and our ligaments, our tendons. You know what I'm saying? All these things. You know what I'm saying? He gets joy out of by causing us some type of suffering. You know what I'm saying? That's just the type of man that our oppressor is. And it's the type of man that he's always been. No matter if he was sucking up to us, say make sure you get in good with us, say make some type of peace treaty, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? This nation has always been nothing but a beast to the nation of Israel, to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying whichever way you look at it. And no man shall fray them away. And you can go back and you look at all the history of our oppressor following the birds from settlement to settlement. You know what I'm saying? The beasts destroying, you know what I'm saying, our bodies as a people. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. And you can look at how we'll go into the punishment that was inflicted upon our people to ensure that they would just sit there and let these things happen to, you know what I'm saying, not only our carcasses, but to the living. You know what I'm saying? We can sit there and we can go into the punishments that were delivered unto our people. You know, if we didn't let these beasts pluck away and devour the bodies of, you know, our elders or our elderly. Slack you. You know what I'm saying? Our leaders, or, you know, it didn't matter who it was that you were in our society. You know what I'm saying? Our people, we were not permitted to make sure the crows didn't pluck out your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Or to devour the flesh off of your face. We were not permitted to make sure, you know, the dogs didn't eat you alive. That they want to sit there and just tear you apart when you were dead, or the hogs would devour your whole goddamn body. Because at the end of the day, if we did such a thing, any tribe across America, you know what I'm saying, so-called natives, you know what I'm saying, the Gadites, we would always face some type of repercussion from our oppressor, which is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. I'm saying he made sure that these things would come upon our people as a nation. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't only make sure that these repercussions would come onto us back then, but he would make sure that no matter what route we took, that if we came against him, you know what I'm saying, whatever authority it was that he was trying to put into place, he'd make sure that we would sit there and suffer for trying to stand up for our own. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to let him know that what he is doing to our people is wrong. Shoot, beyond, you know what I'm saying, beyond anyone's standard, you know what I'm saying, that is wrong. I'm saying, which if we sit there even till today and we try to, you know what I'm saying, shoo away the fowls of the air and the beasts of the field, you know, our oppressor is going to do nothing but sick his damn war dogs on us as a nation. That he's going to sit there and he's going to make sure that we suffer in some type of, we understand his authority and his rule over us. Whether it's beating us damn near half to death, whether it's gunning us down, you know what I'm saying, imprisoning us. It's like, you know what I'm saying, it don't matter to him as a nation, because at the end of the day, he don't give a damn about us as a people. It's like verse 28, the Lord shall smite thee with madness. Saying, you go and you look up the definition of madness. I'm saying basically you'll come up with the answer of, you know, mental illness. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord will sit there and he'll smite us with some type of mental illness throughout our communities, which, so you don't have to be a damn doctor or a psychiatrist to know that there is all types of mental illness running throughout, you know, the native community. I'm saying you can look at all of us that got some type of anxiety or, you know, depression, you know what I'm saying, bipolar disorder, you know, and the list just goes on and on and on. You know, all that started with us being oppressed and enslaved by the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying? Us as a nation, we didn't start out by being just so weak-minded that we were just, you know, subject to depression and suicidal thoughts and all these things. You know, it was built up throughout generations and generations for us as a people, you know, as we went through the pain and suffering, you know what I'm saying, of the by the hands of our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? You can go back and you can look at when everything started with all of our mental illness, which was back when the damn conquistadors invaded these lands and would make us slaves. You know what I'm saying? They would put us through such terrible, you know, experiences to where it would just utterly destroy communities. You know what I'm saying? Through the slavery that he'd put us through, it was just not possible for us as a nation to bounce back from. I'm saying, regardless of if it was slavery, if it was some type of, I'm saying, let's say, punishment, I'm saying, regardless of if, you suffered as other slaves did back then, I'm saying, regardless of whatever punishment he would force upon us as a nation, we would feel that as a whole. So he would sit there and he'd make us work throughout the mines through one little city state. You know what I'm saying? Our whole nation would feel such a thing because we would sit there and we would hear about all the things that this man was doing. I'm saying we'd sit there and we would hear about the atrocities that were committed against our people, and we would let that get to us mentally. I'm saying, and that would sit there and break us down and make sure that we were weak, for the future generations to come. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know anything about anything, you'd know that what we suffer from today, that was just a curse that was passed down through the generations. It's lucky. Let's say we're gonna get one more last scripture. We're gonna go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. I'm saying, so we sit there and we look back at all of, all the land theft and the murders and tortures and rapes, mutilations, tortures and so on and so forth. The list goes on and on. I'm saying we just sit back and we look at those things and we realize that those happen to us due to us not listening to the Most High God of the Bible. I'm saying not keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. I'm saying, which is why he caused all these things to happen to us. You know what I'm saying? And we turn from them ways. You know what I'm saying? We stop sitting there and worshiping this damn spirituality of the earth and the animals. And we stop being Christians and Muslims and whatever garbage religion that has been made up by man. If we sit there and we stop hating our brothers and our sisters, and we stop selling the drugs and being drug addicts, it's like, I'm saying, and we sit there and basically shoot. And if we sit there and we stop committing any crime against the Lord, you know what I'm saying, that'll solve anything in the Native Indian community. So we sit there and we do these things, we stop sinning, we keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? Then us as a nation, we will be brought, high above these other nations of people. You know what I'm saying? We won't have to worry about living in the reservations tucked off in the furthest corner in you know what I'm saying, the shittiest pieces of land. We won't have to worry about the meth epidemics going on in our communities or the alcoholism that is completely ravaging the older generations of our people, or the women coming up missing throughout the whole goddamn country. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? These things can be avoided if we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. And not only can they be avoided, but we can become a completely different, you know what I'm saying, goddamn animal if we sit there and we keep these things that are expected of us. Slack. You know what I'm saying? We no longer have to worry about, what's going on in our oppressors community. You know what I'm saying? We no longer have to sit there and go to the UN and beg and plead for them to do something in order to stop the crimes committed against our nation. We no longer have to go to the government of our oppressor in order to make sure that they stop breaking their treaties and agreements with us. You know what I'm saying? We can make up our own goddamn rules and follow what it is that was meant for us as a people, which is these laws, statutes, and commandments. I'm saying, but us as a people, we'd much rather follow the ways of our oppressor, follow the ways of these heathen. I'm saying the ways of this man that has just gobbled up everything. The locust man. You know what I'm saying? The damn devil that the Bible speaks of. Because at the end of the day, us as a nation, we don't love our own enough to to sit there and cast aside all of these selfish ways, you know what I'm saying, of us as a people. You know what I'm saying? If we just did that and that alone, we'd no longer have to sit there and face the epidemics and that is going on in our communities. But until we learn what is expected as of us as a people, and learn that and in his philosophies, until we learn that these things lead to our destruction, just like it's led to our destruction in the past, us as a nation, we will never get better. We will never come up out of these damn hellholes. You know what I'm saying? These concentration camps known as reservations. You know what I'm saying? The only way to do so is to recognize who our damn enemy is and to join ourselves not only to one another, but to our brothers. And so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, just like we have in the past. You know what I'm saying? That's the only solution for the hellish conditions of our people in these reservations. I'm saying we're going to go ahead and get into the closing announcements. I'm saying security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to our brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 21. And Book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests. Not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or a war scar. So we're going to go ahead and get into the prayers. I'm saying, so imajim, which means to stand. Wapunya hakwadum, which means turn and face the east. We're going to start with the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Quadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazaika, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathan, Lanawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kabawati Nawa, Kasalaki Nawa, Kabawati Nawa, Walaha, Dabayai Nawa, Banasaya one, a ball, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Roy, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Wa'ala, What the Paris, Lima Slakia, Lima Lamyam, Amen. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Amen. The prayer for the Hakak, or the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Babakashah, Nathanahu, Hakak, Hakak, La Rapa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, La Hakim, Hamatim, Hakak, Arakawah, Hatama'ala, the Gershon, Ba'Shem Yahushai, the Wadaman, the prayer for the power in the English, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai, thank you. So be it. The prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew, Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahushai, Wa Yeka'ala, Wa Lahayim, Matazab Yah, Alawap Yohanna, Halawapyam, Hazaranyam, Hakwatazayanyam, Hakayayam, Wa Akwatian, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, the Wadaman. The prayer for the blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahanna, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, thank you. So be it. Blessed art you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, in the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction and death to the heathen, and shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction and death to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft,
NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift death to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the terrorists. Cause them to go to and fro throughout the planet Earth and destroy. Cause the terrorists to come against America and destroy them in their strongholds. Let America shake at the hands of the terrorists. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and kill all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. Always. So be it. Sir, which means a turn. Gonna give a salute to all the brothers, men of Israel. Imajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Barakatam. Here's a matah. I'm gonna give a courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel. Imajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak. Yahweh Shamar Al-Tam Ba'Hashem Yahushua. Here's a matah. Class dismissed.